Today, we are doing that classic holiday tale of Santa being taken to Mars and the evil Martian who wants to kill him. That's right, it's Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Now, this movie is kind of idiotic, and it reminds me of Gilligan's Island, who my older viewers might remember, as the show TBS used to air 16 hours of a day. Now, my younger viewers may not remember Gilligan's Island. It is on Tubi. I highly recommend Gilligan's Island. It is stupid humor, as in it is stupid, but it is also funny. Same as Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Now, this movie, not Gilligan's Island, this movie begins with a catchy theme song. Well, Gilligan's Island begins with a catchy theme song too. But this movie begins with a catchy theme song, like everything from the 50s and 60s did. They all began with catchy theme songs that you couldn't get out of your head in a week, for weeks on end. So be prepared to be humming this theme for years to come. And then we go to the Martians. Or then we go to a news broadcast where a man is at the North Pole talking to Santa Claus. Because apparently in the 50s, they talked to Santa Claus at the North Pole, not just some bum in a Santa costume who'd been drinking too much. And then we see the Martians are watching this. And the Martians are worried. The parents of the two Martian kids who are watching this are worried that their kids are depressed. So they call a meeting. And everyone's Martian's kids are depressed. So they decide to go to the old wise one who lives in the woods. By the way, the woods, the forest, is a bunch of rocks with spiderwebs on them. That's not really a forest, that's rocks with spiderwebs on them. It's Spider-Man's forest. Which, by the way, shouldn't Spider-Man's webs come out of his butt? Just saying. So the wise one says they must teach their kids to have fun and bring Santa Claus to Mars. Now, there's only one Santa Claus, according to the Martians, so they decide to kidnap Santa Claus, which the one Martian vehemently disagrees with, says the Martian kids are fine, they're just depressed, and they'll grow out of it. I think that's what human parents say about their kids in their teenage years. Is that they'll just grow out of that goth phase. Some do. Some become professional goths and sack Rome. So they go to Earth, where they're initially spotted by the Earth scientists as a flying saucer before putting on their radar blinders and looking for Santa, which they see hundreds of Santas. Because, of course, there are hundreds of Santas on Earth during Christmas time, but they're not sure which one to pick. They say, we'll just pick one. So they land. Of course, there are two children near where they land. And they ask where Santa Claus is. The children say, of course, he's at the North Pole. Because children don't know how to keep their little yaps shut. So they kidnap the children and go to the North Pole, where the children run away after damaging the radar blinders to go warn Santa. And the Martians decide to go rig up Kern or whatever its name is. I don't know. I couldn't quite hear it. They seem to pronounce it 5 different ways, and I didn't feel like looking it up on the internet. It's a giant robot thing that Santa outsmarts. And then the kids run away, but the little sister's cold and complaining the whole time because she's a woman. And so they hide from the evil Martian who's trying to kill them. But the evil Martian finds them. But here comes a polar bear in the worst polar bear costume ever. I mean, literally, it looks like a stuffed polar bear and a guy in a suit. But the polar bear tries to eat the children. Kind of. He just kind of sticks his claw in the cave and swipes at him a little bit. I don't even think there's claws on the paw. I just think it's just a paw. And then he runs away. Well, he kind of slinks away. He kind of like crawls away. I don't know. It's really bad. It's really bad suit work. But then the robot comes and captures the children. And they send him back to the ship. But the robot and the Martians come to Santa's workshop. And they send the robot in. And Santa treats the robot like a toy. So the robot becomes a giant toy. So if you're ever in trouble with a robot, just treat it like a giant toy, and it will become a toy. So remember that for the coming robot apocalypse. That or the robot will just simply kill you. Either way, I think you're good on that. So then the Martians capture Santa after using their guns on the elves and Mrs. Claus. Apparently just freeze them for a few seconds, which I don't see why that would be good in a war, considering the guy just said Mars is full of warriors. I don't see how freezing somebody for a few seconds would be good in a war, but maybe you freeze them for a few seconds and then you run them over with a steamroller? I don't know. So he takes Santa back to Mars, and he immediately makes the Martian children happy. But not before the evil Martian tries to send Santa and the children out an airlock, but they escape through the air ducts. Because Santa is skinny and the children are small. Santa is not skinny, but Santa can fit through chimneys and the children are small. So then the evil Martian is arrested, but he gets away before they land. So the evil Martian is on the loose, but Santa makes everybody on Mars happy, and they set up a toy shop for him. It's automated. So Santa just has to press a button, which he does with his dick. No, he doesn't, but that would be funny, wouldn't it? If I was Santa, I'd totally be pressing buttons with my dick. I mean, I press things with my dick all the time. I'd drive with my dick if I could. It's not big enough. Okay, back to the story. Instead of talking about my dick. Okay, so then the evil Martian tries to kidnap Santa, but the funny comic relief guy is dressed up as Santa, and he kidnaps him instead. But he does mess with the toy factory, so things are coming out wrong. But then, since he thinks he's kidnapped Santa, he goes to the leader of Mars, who's our hero, and wears a cape, because everybody should wear capes. Even in real life, we should have capes. There should be cape stores. I want to wear a cape. Capes are awesome. Back to the movie. Okay. So he tells him that he's got Santa, but the guy shows him that he does not have Santa and tries to arrest him. But the evil guy overpowers him, knocks him out, and then Santa sets a trap. And I think the evil guy's henchman was Jamie Farr, but I'm thinking this movie was made in the 50s and Jamie Farr would actually be young, and the guy looked like old Jamie Farr from like MASH era. But the guy looked a lot like Jamie Farr. But anyways, the Santa sets a trap, and they defeat the guy with toys until our hero showed up with a gun, and he got arrested. Meanwhile, Goofy Santa, also known as Fake Santa, managed to outwit his captors and get away. And then Santa says The only thing Santa's ever said smart, you've got your Santa right here in the Goofy Santa. The toy factory set up so Santa and the children go back to Earth, and Mars has its Goofy Santa. And that's the end of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I liked this movie, kind of. I mean, it is a bad movie, but it just kind of really stupid. It's stupid funny. And that's really, really stupid, and you're watching it, I'm like, this movie's just dumb. But it's got funny moments because it's just dumb. It's like Gilligan's Island. It's just dumb and it's funny. So that's why I like this movie. I give it 12 out of 10 stars. Join me next week. We're going to take a look at The Mean One, which is on YouTube. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is on just about any streaming service they have. It's on Tubi, it's on Pluto, it's on Amazon Prime. It's not on Freevee, surprisingly, because, in fact, it's on Amazon Prime. It's on, like, a dozen other ones. I mean, it's on every fucking thing. It's on that one Fossum. It's on Fossum. It's on... I can't even remember all of the streaming services Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is on. But it's on Tubi, it's on Pluto, it's on Fossum, it's on Prime. I watch it on Prime. On Prime, it's the color version. I'm not sure if the movie was in black and white or color originally. But, yeah. It's a decent movie to watch if you're looking to watch something dumb and funny. So next week, The Mean One.